There's nothing new to today's assignment. We are just doing additional practice. One thing you'll see in the directions is that it says that this is a 2-page document. It's not. The second page we might work on next week. But anyway, so I'm going to fly through some of these examples. The easiest type of substitution to do is when they're both already solved for an x or a y. So like these ones here. So in number 1, since they're both solved for y, you can just make them equal to each other because that's your substitution. Since this y is equal to this, and we know that these two equations are equal, there's our substitution. So it just becomes 3x plus 19 equals 5x plus 33. Now I have one variable and I can solve. So I subtract my 3x's, or you could subtract your 5x's, and you get 2x plus 33, and that's going to equal 19 on this side. I subtract 33, and I get negative 14 equals 2x, and I divide by 2, and x equals negative 7. So that's your first step here. And then I take this negative 7 and I can plug it back into either equation. So I'll just pick the top one. Y equals 3 times negative 7 plus 19. So that's negative 21 plus 19. So y equals negative 2. So again, if we're going back and labeling these, I had 2 kids email me with questions, but the questions weren't specific. Like, if you're going to email me questions, I'd love to help, but I got to understand what you're having a hard time with. What part are you having a hard time with? Is it step 1, when we're getting the substitution part down and finding the first variable? Is it step 2, when you substitute back in and find the other variable? Is it 3, when you write the ordered pair? Or is it 4, when you check your work? So now I have an ordered pair. Now I just plug it into the other one and make sure that it works. So I should have negative 2, because I replaced that with y, equals 5 times negative 7 plus 33. And that's negative 35 plus 33. That equals negative 2. So my answer does check. Coming down here on both of these, so I did number 1. Number 2 is exactly the same, guys. On number 3, I have a variable by itself, so I want that to be my substitution. If y is equal to x plus 8, then I can just substitute that right there. So now I have x plus, and now instead of y, I have x plus 8, and that equals 2. So this y disappeared. I replaced it with the x plus 8 because, again, these two equations are equal. Now I have 2x plus 8 equals 2. So I'll quickly do the math here. There's the answer. Subtract 8, and 2x equals negative 6. Divide by 2. X equals negative 3. So that's my first step. My second step, and plug it back into one of the equations. So y equals, now my x equals negative 3 plus 8. So y equals 5. So my third step, write down my ordered pair. negative 3 comma 5. My fourth step, check my work. So hopefully when I add these together, x plus y equals 2, x plus y equals 2, negative 3 plus 5 equals 2, and yeah, negative 3 plus 5 is 2. They check. I'm going to jump down here and do number just because it looks a little trickier, I'm going to do number. All right, last one here. So this goes in here and replaces the x, because that'll let me substitute, because these two things are equal. So I'm going to substitute the x with something that's equivalent. So my first step, I have 3 times negative 2y minus 21 minus 7y equals 41. I do my distributive property, and I get negative 6y minus 63 minus 7y equals 41. Now I combine my like terms. Negative 13y minus 63 equals 41. Add 63. And negative 13y equals 104. And you gotta be careful here. Second time I'm actually doing this problem out. I had to edit something out. But you divide by negative 13, because that changes it. So that is a negative 8. So as I started to go through this problem previously, started to get some decimals, and then checked my work, and it didn't work. So now I go back in. Now I have negative 8, so I have 3x minus 7 times negative 8, and that equals 41. 3x plus 56 equals 41. So I subtract my 56. 3x equals negative 15. Divide by 3. X equals negative 5. So I'll check my signs here real quick. Make sure everything seems good. Third, write my ordered pair. Negative 5, comma, negative 8. And now, hopefully, when I go to check this, everything will check. So fourth. So I have negative 5 equals negative 2 times negative 8 minus 21. So I have 16 minus 21. That equals negative 5. It checks. So there's my answer. And we're going back. This third step is really my answer. Okay. You probably could have guessed, but your job is to finish the other 5. And this will also help provide some additional guidance from your assignment from Thursday if you were having a hard time.